I've got a weird one for you today. Well, weird's not the right term. Maybe philosophical is the better one. I want to talk about how every action starts with a previous action. And today I want to share with you how you can use this principle to troubleshoot your life. For anyone who's new to the channel, my name is Seth. I'm a full-time fantasy author, and I like making YouTube videos. And I hope you like watching them too. It would be really convenient if you liked watching what I liked making. So let me know in the comments if you'd rather see something else. But for now, you're stuck with this video. So make sure to watch it to the end and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and, all the stuff. So I want you to do an exercise with me for a second. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine the way that you are feeling. Seriously, just take a second and do this. Close your eyes and imagine the way that you're feeling right now. Then I want you to think about what led you to that feeling. What was the cause of it? Now imagine the feeling is a link at the very end of a chain, and the cause of it is the link just before it. If you were to repeat this exercise, you could actually go back forever, or as far as your memory will allow you, because everything we do has a cause. Another way to say this is that there's no truly spontaneous action. What might feel like it's spontaneous in the moment isn't. There's something behind it. There is always a root cause. No behavior just sort of comes out of the blue. So how do we use this to our advantage? Well, when I sit down to write and I feel like I'm not really inspired, or I feel like I'm really tired maybe, things aren't really clicking, then instead of just throwing a Band-Aid over the issue, which I might have to do in the moment, right? If I have a word count goal to hit, then I'm going to fix the problem immediately so that I can hit my word count. But instead of just throwing a Band-Aid over the problem, it's a good idea to sit and reflect and think, how did I end up here? How did I end up in this situation? So the other day, this actually happened to me. I was sitting at my computer and in my delirium, I realized that I had typed the same word 4 times in a row. The. Not my best writing ever. And as I stared at the screen, all blurry-eyed, and was like, what did I just write? My brain started to click through this process. Why was I so absolutely exhausted and unable to even string a sentence together? Well, I realized it's because I had not gotten more than 6.5 hours of sleep any night for the past 7 days. That is an entire week of not getting more than 6.5 hours of sleep. And a lot of those days, it was actually in the 4.5 to 5 hour range. Now I could have kept going, right? I could have said, okay, why didn't I get this sleep? And I could have come up with all sorts of reasons. But the fact is that those actions had directly contributed to my current situation, my being unable to write. Typically, I can operate on very little sleep. And so I had not thought anything of it as I got very little sleep for day after day after day after day. But what I can't do is operate on very little sleep and be a good writer. And in that moment, I had an epiphany. If I don't want the result, I can't take the action. Now, I say it was an epiphany, but this is actually something that I say to my kids all the time. If you don't want the result, don't take the action. If that's not the most dad thing to say, I don't know what is. But in typical adult fashion, the things that come out of my mouth sometimes don't mirror the decisions I make myself. I have to remind myself, if I don't want the result, I cannot take the action. Spun positively, if I want a result, I have to take the action. I have to forge the link that is going to let me get the chain I want. Because every link we create in our life, every action we take, leads to more action. And this is awesome. This is actually a really great thing because it means that we are not at the mercy of fate. We are the ones who get to decide what it is we do and therefore what the chain of our life looks like. So this video is really just a reminder. You always have the opportunity to forge new links in your chain. We can break the old chains that are forcing us into action that we don't want, that are forcing us into situations that are not good for us. We can break those chains and we can forge new links that are going to get us where we want to go. So the next time you are in a situation that you don't like, just take a deep breath and pause for a moment. Reflect. How did I get here? What actions led me to this situation? And more importantly, what actions can I take starting right now that are going to lead me to a better place? It doesn't take long to do, but this is the first step in forging the sort of life that you want to live.